What's up you guys, I'm Dan, this is Frugal Not Cheap, and today we'll go over a few things in Tesla software that I think they really ought to fix. So the first thing that's not so cool is that Elon a long time ago promised that Model S and X would be getting phone keys. Basically, I'm filming on the phone, it's got the Tesla app on the phone right now, and we're over by the car, but it's not going to unlock for me unless I've got my key fob. Now this would probably use a little bit more energy, but come on Tesla, you promised you'd have this, at least make it an option, even if you let us know it'll cause some battery drain. Getting into the car, we encounter the next issue, which is that USB music doesn't resume playing when you get in the car, which is not cool. Now for some reason this time, and I don't know why it is, I didn't get what I normally do. When I normally come into the car, it'll be trying to replay the USB and it'll say loading error over here. At least the good news is in those situations you can just tap on the album art there and it'll start playing off of USB just fine. Speaking of USB, you can see that I don't have any favorites in here, and that's because I don't know what happened, just overnight it decided to lose all of my favorites. So that's not very cool. Tesla, please fix. The other thing that you can't do, and while you can navigate the different artists, and it is quite quick actually, and it is pretty nice to be able to navigate like that in a way that you can't do with some of the other features which we'll look at later, would unfortunately say I wanted to shuffle all of my songs by AC/DC. There's no way to click and hold and do that. When I click on that, it'll open up the different albums. In this case, I've only got one album, and then I can go in and play all of the songs on this album. But I'd like to be able to play all the songs by one particular artist, and that's not available. Sound quality, however, is really, really good on USB. So if they could fix it, then yeah, that would be awesome. The other issue here is a very long-standing issue where the album art is correct on the big screen, but somehow they just don't have any engineers working on the instrument cluster anymore, apparently. So when you change the track, the album art changes on the main screen, but it doesn't change on the instrument cluster, which is not cool, Tesla. Just come on. It's been a long, long time. I think really almost the entire time that I've owned the car, and they haven't fixed this little bug, but it is very annoying. Speaking of the instrument cluster, and really screens in general, another big problem is the lack of features that are available in really all of the other cars that have a landscape screen rather than a portrait screen here in the middle. And one of those that's a really useful one, I think, is that when you hit the turn signal in any of the newer cars, you'll get a preview of your blind spot. So I hit the right one now, and what you would see on those vehicles is the right repeater. So you would be seeing this view over here on your screen somewhere, and you can actually move it around on the screen. And there's no reason why Tesla can't bring that to these older cars. And I think really the best place to put that would be up here. So it'd be on the right-hand side when you're taking a right turn or trying to make a right lane change. And if you went left, then it would be really cool if they put then the other repeater over there, and then you'd be able to see your blind spot before trying to initiate the maneuver. Of course, we do have blind spot warning and help, and then this instrument cluster will show vehicles that are to your left and to your right, but this would be a really nice thing for Tesla to do, and again, no reason why they can't do it. Speaking of these cameras, the next issue that I have with them is that on all the newer ones, you can preview what's going on in all these cameras, but you cannot do that with the legacy Model S and X. You just can't jump in there and take a look at the live feed using the app. And they did say at one point that they'd be giving you a preview of Sentry Mode events on the app. I think they did that for iOS. I believe they finally rolled it out for Android, but we haven't seen that yet for the Model S and X. At least I haven't been able to go in and see any of these previews. So again, not cool, something that Tesla could very easily implement if they just spent a little bit of resources. Just put one or two guys working on the UI for these older cars, and they could bring a lot of nice improvements for us. Another thing that hasn't come, and we're going to go over to Office Depot to show some of the driving stuff, but another thing that hasn't come is that all the new ones have air quality indication. They've got weather as well. They will show construction and police and other things along your route. And we don't get that. All that we get, if you have the premium connectivity, which I do have, free lifetime premium connectivity, is that I get any traffic. So, this bar here, and then also the actual thing will have some colors, either orange or red to indicate the severity of the slowdown or the traffic. But the newer cars, again, get a lot more detailed information, including where stop signs are. And there's no reason why they couldn't implement that on these. Again, I have no idea why Tesla hasn't done that. Not cool. The next feature that we're missing is automatic seat heaters. And so we do have a decent little climate menu with all these items, and we can schedule things, schedule climate, which is good. However, the newer models are able to do automated seat heating. Basically, it'll warm you up in order to get, according to the temperature that you've set and the ambient temperature and all that stuff. I don't know how well it works, so let us know in the comments below if that's a feature that you like and use, or if it's just kind of a silly thing that you never actually end up using. Probably the biggest and sort of coolest new feature that's come out recently is Vision Auto Park. So my car, as you can tell, see those little orange things? Those are basically the ultrasonic sensors saying that, we're kind of close to an object there, and to be careful. Well, the Tesla removed those ultrasonic sensors at one point, and then a lot of those cars lost features that the versions of the ultrasonic sensors had, such as auto park and also these distance markers. So it took a long time for Tesla to kind of work on that. So they eventually launched a Vision Auto Park, in which, it's a much more detailed view of things, and supposedly it should work. It should be able to park itself a lot faster than my car. But still, here with Legacy and S and X, we don't have the Vision Auto Park. And again, there's no reason why Tesla couldn't implement that. To my knowledge, I don't see anywhere any hardware restrictions. Just a matter of putting in the effort to get the software to work and have a slightly different display here for this car. Although actually the new Model S and X already have it, and it all works here in the instrument cluster. So instead of being here on the main screen, it all happens over here, and then I think you can use the scroll wheel or something like that in order to interact with it. Another missing feature on these legacy cars that is available on the new cars is the light shows. So let's see, if I navigate over here to my folders, you can see here that, I've got a boombox folder, which, the new cars have an exterior speaker, so they're able to tune basically the horn to whatever you want, and then also to use it as a loudspeaker and all kinds of stuff. That's a hardware thing, so I'm okay with the fact that that's missing. But you could put light shows, custom light shows on your USB drive in the newer vehicles, and then the car will actually, play a song and then be able to do this little light show. And I don't see actually, really come to think of it, there's no reason why the car couldn't use the interior speakers in order to do all of these things. Especially like in the light show, it might have a version where it rolls the windows down or something like that. Of course, it would have to warn you that you need to be nearby because there's no sensor in these windows, and so they won't roll themselves back up because there's that safety regulation that you might, I don't know, pinch someone's fingers or something. So yeah, but there's probably a way that they could implement it. It'd be nice if they did. But again, but this one's really not that big of a deal. Going back to the music though, this one is kind of a bigger deal. So, I've got my little complaints about the USB thing, although in general I do think, no, actually definitely, I think it is still the best way to play music in these cars. It just sounds the best, and even though this interface could be improved, it's still pretty good. Like I can still scroll around and find the things that I want, right? So that's pretty cool. I can organize things by folders as well, yada, yada, yada. All right. So if this were really bad though, and I wanted to use something else, I do have a couple of things that are active on trial right now. I've got YouTube Music, and I've also got Tidal, right? And these are new ones that they've added, so people were all excited about them. And I tried them. I talked about it in one of my recent videos here about the summer update. And frankly, I think they're kind of junk. So here we are bumping over into YouTube Music. And the discovery page is okay. I mean, it looks pretty nice and everything like that. But the problem is once you start actually playing some music. So let me go over to my library. I'm going to hit my liked music button here. All right, so here's all the music that I've liked. And the big issue is that apparently there's liked songs that get recorded in Google's memory, both from YouTube Music, but then also from YouTube itself. And they're separate data points in the table, which is really messed up. See, I don't know, it's really weird. So there's a bunch of songs that are in here that actually I cannot play and will cause an issue. But the first issue that we can see here is that I can't just scroll down and keep going. There's pagination, which is just stupid. I don't want to have pagination on this thing, so it slows everything down. Not cool at all. And then as you can see, there's no column headers. So I cannot sort by song, I cannot sort by artist, I can't sort by album, I can't sort by time, right? So this is not cool. So here we go doing the pagination thing, and then we'll go find a song that that I've liked that might become an issue here on YouTube Music. Let me see, maybe this one. I'm not sure if it's going to have this song or not. Okay, this one played, this one's fine. And you can see here the album art is actually correct in both and nice and high quality, which is cool. However, so there you go. Here's the song that I've liked. It's in my list, it's available, and it cannot play it. So, not cool. I think it's probably going to happen with this song too. Yep, there you go. There's another one, right? So here you are happily, listening to music, and then you start getting just a bunch of these. So, not cool. Yeah, basically, I don't know if it's a YouTube problem. I frankly think that YouTube Music is pretty much like a junk UI. And I don't know if Tesla can fix it, but yeah, this isn't good. This pagination thing is a total disaster as well. Sound quality is decent though, I have to say. And then sound quality on Tidal, which I've switched over to, should be really good. With here, let's see what we've got here. We can explore, this is pretty good. You can make your own collection as well, which is pretty cool. So you can make a playlist. I guess one cool thing is you can download songs and get them in hi-fi with Tidal. There's limited storage, maybe like 100 songs or so. But again, with these tracks, there's you can build this playlist, but there's no sorting once you're in here, right? That's just going to be it. So we've got our downloaded songs. But yeah, there's no sorting that we can do. And so I think that this interface isn't really all that good either. I do think we have a shuffle. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, so you can shuffle now in Tidal, which is good, and repeat, and like the songs and all that stuff. So that's an improvement. When the Tidal app first came out, you couldn't even shuffle songs, so that wasn't cool. All right, so that's my long list of kind of issues that I can show you while we're standing still. So now we'll go for a little bit of a drive, and I'll show you some remaining issues with the Tesla software that I wish they would fix. All right, so in general, full self-driving is quite good. As you can see there, we got through that narrow interaction with them and with the gate and all that stuff, and FS2 is doing quite well. It's also adjusting to these cones that we have here on the right. Let's see, looks like, there we go. Hopefully you can see a little bit better now. So we've got a really sharp right turn that we have to make here, so we kind of have to gun it a little bit. Very good, good, nicely done, good clearance. So yeah, FST, so here's the first thing. You can see we're right on the line, and actually we're running over all of these rumble strips, which is really annoying. And we missed the turn that I had the navigation set to the wrong location to show you the next issue that I had. So that's the first annoying issue, is it hugs the right-hand side of the lane and often even crosses over and runs over the line, which here in Texas, the reflectors is very annoying. The next thing is on those turns, the trajectory is often wrong, where it looks like it's about to hit the median sometimes, so that can be a little bit unnerving and scary. And again, here you can see we have a car to the left, so it's not as bad that we're biased here onto the right-hand side of the lane, but in general, a lot of times it biases way too far to the right, and I've even scraped the curb once a little bit with the tire around a bend, So that was not cool. I really don't like this bias. We should be driving more like the car in front of us, which is keeping a nice amount of space away from the curb. I mean, really, we should be centered in the lane, right? So I don't know why Tesla screwed that up between the old version 11 and this version 12. And you know, some of the videos that I've seen online has it doing even crazier stuff, where it's really ignoring the lane lines quite a lot, which I don't like either. Oh, it's about to miss this turn. All right, so there you go, lane indecision. You can see it going left and right and left. So that's the next major issue that Tesla needs to fix here in FSD, is lane indecision. And especially, it's not just that it's indecisive, it's that it starts making a lane change, then it aborts, and then it goes back to doing it again. And it's really annoying. Another one is that when you're initiating a lane change and there's just a slight curve in the road, it will kind of straddle the two lanes for a really long time rather than moving over, which of course you can imagine would tick some people off. So I'm not trying to completely rag on full self-driving here, version 12. There are a lot of things that are huge improvement over version 11. It is definitely much smoother. It doesn't freak out about the cones as badly. It's more confident. And it's able to handle a lot of situations that 11 couldn't. But there are some remaining issues, and unfortunately, they're pretty annoying, especially this lane centering issue, and then also the lane change issue. I found I really like using the manual speed set rather than the auto speed, just because it has a tendency to speed way too much in low speed areas. So like there's areas where the speed limit is 30 or 35 and it's going way over, and you know, while other people do that, I don't really want to get a ticket, and Tesla shouldn't like have it set up to where you're likely to get a ticket. I'm going to start auto park. I don't know if you can see this here, but there is an auto park button, and I've started the auto park maneuver. So here we go. It's pretty slow, but I wanted to show you, how slow the old auto park is, because the new Vision auto park will have much more interesting visuals over there, and then it's also going to work a heck of a lot faster than this. I didn't really set the car up for a huge success, I guess, but this has been pretty slow. And oh, there's a car over there, sorry. And so she may have been waiting for a long time, and I apologize for that. I didn't really notice. Yeah, but eventually it did make the parking, but it would be nice, of course, if we got the new Vision Auto Park. Okay, now let's head over to the grocery store, because that's actually where I want to get going to. But here we go. But this is a place where FSD can often have a lot of trouble, which is pulling out onto a road where there's really fast traffic. And the issue is basically that it'll pull out, but it's not accelerating fast enough. In fact, I'm going to have to punch it here. There's a car right behind me in order to avoid them rear-ending us. So that is something that it definitely needs work on. Either it needs to be more cautious about choosing the opportunity when it pulls out, or it needs to allow a lot more basically jerk and discomfort, and speed up a heck of a lot faster once it joins that road in order to match the moving traffic. So it did not do a good job of that in this case. Here's another issue. It doesn't go to like the right place to start creeping. Oh shoot. I think it is being really stupid here. Yeah, that was kind of scary. It was starting to pull out at a bad time. So again, it just doesn't know how to take a right turn onto fast-moving traffic very well. They really need to work on that. Hopefully the new version 12.5 is better at doing that. I have no idea though, because they haven't released it for widely anyway for hardware 3 like my car. Alright, so we made it to the grocery store without any further incident. I didn't want to film because I wanted to listen to some jams on the way and I'll get copyright striked. But anyway, after that initial issue with not accelerating fast enough in order to avoid getting rear-ended, which I would say is a pretty critical intervention, and then also trying to make again a right turn with traffic that looked dangerous to me. I could have been wrong, but it didn't look good. I think so. 2 critical interventions there, but after that the drive went fine. And so yeah, you know, hopefully you get the sense that this is a relatively lighthearted video. Like, the problems that we have here are not gigantic problems that make this car a terrible disaster. It's still a ridiculously amazing car. We're still talking about a car that can basically drive itself. They're adding all these great new features. Even if they're a little buggy sometimes, they usually work out some of those bugs, usually. And if you have one of the newer cars, then of course that's where they're spending more of their effort, and you know, things are a little bit more polished and working better. So for a car that was made back in June of 2017, I can't really complain all that much. I would like to see these things fixed, but I'm still a very, very happy Tesla owner. Are there any things that bother you that I missed in this video? Do let us know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.